Hello. You're not the man of steel.
I am.
Oi!
We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
Did I say welcome to the main event?
Run that thing, grandma, you mad?
Oh, man.
Behave before you talk about what I'm talking about, yeah?
Disclaimer.
Run that thing back. Nah, man, stay there in your corner, man. Run that thing back, fam. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
We are live, guys. I'm saying Mr. Blitz Tech,
Revenue GS.
Show one further, the Cyber Nerds.
and welcome to Superman and Lois, episode 7, 8, and 9. That's right, we're going to be spoiler reviewing all 3 episodes because we can, alright? Because we can. I know you can too when you press the subscribe button and make sure you get these notifications as we drop these videos. Because these discussions are about to get peak. Before you start,
Go on. Go on.
all I just want to say is the reason why I'm starting to love this show or have been loving this show so much because maybe because it's Elseworld and W are like, just do whatever you want. And this is what DC does the best at. What is Elseworld? They're like, write and do whatever you please. We'll allow it. Not empty check, but like empty, notepad. Don't worry about that, Superman. Do you?
Which doesn't make sense.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Because they do that with the comic books. So...
I don't want to get into... Listen, yeah?
good stories are good stories.
I know,
Yeah,
but
Bro, I don't want to get into that whole
Yeah.
killing these man for what they're doing over there. What they're doing here, yeah, is legit, bro. Now, the show's got flaws in it. Like, but for the morphology and for the stuff that these men are plugging in, the concepts, the ideas, there was meteor showers all over the world for a week. So there's different types of kryptonites. Obviously, that's something we know about Superman. There's different kryptonites. But the way they're saying, like, geographically, these meteors that landed here have a different effect. And I'm hearing about kryptonite I've never heard of. Kryptonite X and all of that. So I feel like that's super legit. But then also, yeah, what they did with, I know we're reviewing 3 episodes, innit? But the Captain Luthor thing, I thought was legit, bruv. And not just of who he turns out to be, but just the way they set that whole thing up. Like, the whole time you're like, raw. He's got a villain's name in Captain Luthor, but they give you his world, so you're like, raw, he's got a noble cause. So the whole time, it's like, well, I actually like this guy, and what he's doing makes sense. And then for them to just take that storyline for 6 episodes, which ain't that long, but is a good length of time, and then turn it and be like, rah, he's going to be an ally later down the line, and we actually are positive towards him, and he slapped up Superman a little bit, and we know he's not hit his final stage yet, because he's got the hammer and he's got the suit, but we haven't seen them things together yet. I was like, that is just great. Like, that is just a great way to do it. And bro, for me personally, I never saw it coming at all. Do you know what I'm saying? Who he was going to be. I was thinking like, oh, he's not going to turn out to be an enemy of Superman on the episode that they reveal that he wasn't, who he actually was. But I just felt like my speculating mind never went to that possibility at any point until that episode. So I feel like on that, I feel like them man did a good job in there. I'm just going, listen, hands down, that was good.
I think they did more than that, bro. I think they did more than that, because John Henry Irons, like, to me, that hit home different. Innit? Like, and for the pure fact that is one, the comic issue run that I can remember the longest on any comic I've ever read in my life is that the death of Superman versus Doom. Then the man come out. John Irons, Superboy, Eradicator,
Cyborg Superman.
Bruv, that whole, I cannot tell you guys how
Influential,
infatuated that was for me as a youth, fam. Like, I was drawing Superman. Those were the days I was drawing Superman left, right, and center, because I think it was like the looks of it that got me so hooked up because like, bro, man, never seen Superman with a metal face. Like there's a cover where it's just him. The thing just looks crazy. Then Superboy, his swagger was just mad. To me, it was just mad, innit? Like it was the era where it was like, for me, it was like, oh, like I was really like gravitated to Dennis Rodman because like he was just different out of all the NBA players. The way he dressed, he was crazy. That's Superboy for me. Do you know what I mean? Then there's a what do you call it on the comics? The square bits. What do we call it? The
panels.
The panels where he's at work. He's got the hammer because he works in construction, and it's just and then. So when I see him with the hammer, I'm like, I went back in my mind. I went back to that day when I was reading that comic issue, bro. Like it was nuts. So for them to put a spin on it, like fam, like, and it goes back to why this series are so good, because these men are not just running with your normal, your standard, basic Superman stuff. These men are here grabbing stuff from way back, stuff that you're not gonna remember unless you might be like 50 in your 40s when you was reading that in your teens. Do you know what I'm saying? But I was a child, and these men brought it and they spun it different. Lord of mercy, bruv, that is sick. Then with the hammer, the way they've explained it as well, bruv. That is so peppered, bruv. Like, whoever's writing this knows exactly what they're talking about. Man's talking about, yo, if I'm 1 feet from you, this is the effects. If I'm 5, this is the effects. If I'm 10 foot, that's a Superman punch. Yo! That's how you grab a material from way back, which was, it wasn't even a long thing, and they didn't make nothing of it, of that character.
Still?
Yeah, still, like, not like they've done with everything else, like every other character. Lex, all of them, man. Everybody's had some major stories told, different type of stories told, but not him. He had maybe 1 or 2. Do you know what I mean? So for them to grab that, develop further in today's era, beautiful, bruv. Like, that man peppered it different. Sick.
Yeah, it's just like, obviously they threw us through like a whole like loop because, like you're saying, like he was on an Elseworld, he was seeing Superman just becoming like this villain. He was with Lois, saying that he was Lex, and obviously they're just giving us like these preconceived notions that this guy, because he has some hatred for Superman, he must just be Lex. And then the way they were breaking it down, like, stuff started to make less sense. But then when they started to say that, he's John Henry Irons, like Joe was saying, I don't think anyone saw that coming. Anybody, because the suit was legit, man was speaking Kryptonian, like he had all these weapons. You're like, what?
Bro, the scene when we see the Kryptonians in the sky.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, look, finish in the city. Bro! Bro!
I need to see that. I just keep saying this. Like, I just love those like parts where we just don't see stuff happening that we have in the
so
present.
Crazy, bro.
Bro, that stuff is just mad to me.
Lois getting finished. I wish they'd shown her getting finished, but also the way they've done it is super peak. Like when she's on camera, when she's on the rooftop,
all the flames and you want to see that.
All of it, fam. All, bruv, because they're not holding it back on this show, innit? So me internally, I wanted to see, bruv. The only time man seen her get finished was on Injustice, bruv. So, bruv, it's bad, bruv. It's bad, but I'm not gonna complain that they didn't show it. But a part of me would want to see that. Do you know what I mean? Because maybe we would see a lot more how Captain Lex feels inside. Do you know what I mean? Like why he's hateful for Superman is so weak to the point that he's gone to a different world to deal with this guy. Do you know what I mean?
We know that, bro.
So
they show that, bro.
But you know, there's something that you just gotta see,
bro.
You just gotta see the thing.
We saw it.
My man saw it, bro. You're
First you destroying his world, and then you finish on the planet. And I keep saying it, the cameraman's a prick. Man stood there, you heard the yelp.
I'm with Ram on that one. It was on a tripod.
I think it was on a tripod.
Had to be on a tripod, fam.
Tripod zooming and everything.
Bro.
Did it zoom?
Yeah, Shane to looking at the city.
Bro, when the building got hit, it just tilted a little. That's what really happened.
And then when Lois got finished, it looked at Superman like, yeah, you did a good job, boss.
It's got motion detection or something. It's got motion detection or something.
That was Jimmy. I was Jimmy like, yo.
This thing
I'll be your pet, yeah? Just leave me out, yeah?
This thing is so sick, bro.
That's mad. Over these 3 episodes as well, we've had a development of Jordan's powers.
Yeah.
The hearing came through, then he caught the virus, and now he's got the freeze breath. He's just annoying me more and more. Like, it's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault, but
it's
his fault. Yeah, you get me. So like, he's annoying me. But I just really want Jonathan to get powers. And you know what was funny? Yeah, when you brought up when they brought Steel in my head, I was like, rah, I love what they're doing here. And with the Kryptonians coming, they're potentially building. They're gonna have their own army of Superman, Steel, a version of Superboy in Jordan, and even like Jordan's hair reminds me of the 80s Superboy, the little curl thing. Yeah. Get me? His swag's definitely not on that level, but his hair is as close as we can get. And then you're gonna have Jonathan, who I feel like it's still early to say, but he's gravitating towards the weapons already. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like he is gonna be the grand, like obviously him and his grandpa have got parallels in like they're in the family, and I love that conversation that them two had where he was like, "Oh, I trust my family. I'll be this guy." Boom, boom. I don't want him to turn into the gadget guy, but if he starts using guns now and then gets the powers later and then keeps the weapons, I'm like, yes. Do you know what I'm saying? So he gets the super speed and strength, but he still relies on.
Bro, Kryptonians had the weapons.
No, I know that, bro. So, but like that is for me is a good difference between him and Jordan. Between him and Jordan, and then it kind of sets them all apart in like what they do. So I'm really excited to kind of see that.
You know what? Like I really think something major has to happen in the family for
his powers to manifest.
For his powers, yeah, and that's what like last episode 9. I thought, oh, Granddad is done. Because after, imagine Granddad gets killed after you just called him a coward, like you just had the conversation. And he was telling me, yo, me and you are very alike. Do you know what I mean? And even when I think we go back to the early episodes, it seems like he gravitates more towards Granddad because obviously his brother is just different. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like, if something happens to Granddad right now, like this shoe's gonna go nuts. Or maybe something happens to Mom and he goes nuts. Do you know what I mean? But I do really like the idea of him having the weapons because going back to Man of Steel and seeing them man in Krypton with the weapons, that would just be it. Yeah. And Captain Luthor came with some bad boy weapons.
Yeah, and I mean, Jonathan's had buried the weapons saved.
Was it? I only noticed one. Was there more than one?
I thought there was more than one.
I couldn't tell. I only saw one, the one they picked up.
I thought there was more.
But that would be really good. Or maybe like Captain Lex gives him some later on, or like when they come together to fight this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think they foreshadowed that heavily when he was when he went into the bunk, when he went into man's caravan, trying to look for the weapons, and then we're repeating it when he's got the weapons underneath already. He already knew to left them there because obviously the last time he felt you know what I'm saying, like underprepared. So I feel like he's naturally going there, man. But I'm all about that, fam.
Sick, man. Sick.
And I guess we'll touch on the Granddad, Sam, Lane, with creating this whole army preparing for the weapons, fake weapons and stuff.
The thing with that is, I feel two ways about it. Like, obviously, I understand who he is, bro. He always puts his job first. He puts the planet's security. He is the top thing for him. So I understand him working on the weapons. But at the same time, it's your daughter's husband. So I think if it was me and I was him, I'd have to bring Clark into the situation.
Okay.
I'd have to be like, Clark, look, I can't not do this. I'd rather do it with you than behind your back and just have full transparency there. And then, obviously, Clark's going to be like, oh, what if these weapons fall into the wrong hands? And I'm going to be like, that's your job to make sure they don't. It's my job to develop them in case something ever happens, yeah? And even if something doesn't happen with you, something might happen that we need to defend ourselves and you ain't there. And a weapon that can kill Superman is a weapon that can kill 99% of everything else on the planet. Do you know what I'm saying? So I would try to have brought him into the fold like that, as opposed to the scenario that we get, man secretly working on it. Clark, I don't know how dumb he is, but you've been around my man
Pretty dumb.
for bare years. You should know that he's working on these weapons anyway. So you shouldn't be all butthurt when you find out he's got the weapons. Do you get what I'm saying? So that whole thing there. And Lois, I guess you're dumb as well, because you should be really mediating this whole scenario, like, properly. But you're not. So
The thing is about that is like, would you tell the person that you're creating weapons against, here are the weapons? Because if he does go AWOL,
he knows.
yeah, he might go to the cash.
But this is where the family dynamic for me that Jonathan's talking about matters, bruv. Like, you got, bruv.
Can't keep man in the loop.
Yeah, bruv. If you don't keep man in the loop, you're potentially the thing that could turn man. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, bruv.
Yeah, but
for
these
me,
man keep making the same mistake.
Mistakes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Every
Like,
single episode.
actually, you know, these are talking about secrets and stuff, but they're still keeping
secrets from
the
each
kids.
other. That's what I'm saying.
Until it's like, well, we really don't have a choice, but hey, kids, you know,
Bro.
we don't be telling you not to keep secrets, but we've been keeping secrets. Well, that stops today.
It's got to be full transparency.
The
fam.
next
What?
episode, another secret.
Same thing, bruv.
Or there's like a live lesson, and he'd be like, "Oh, you shouldn't really be doing that." I'd be like, I'll do it anyway. All right, cool. We'll let you take the lesson on yourself, and then we'll tell you the repercussions. I'm like, what?
These men are tapped, bro.
That's
like,
crazy.
This whole family feud thing is just, this whole family is just, it's too much for me. But it's still like, it's that annoying entertainment, innit?
Yeah.
Like, man, will be
No, it's
screaming
true.
at them on the screen, yo, fam, can you take your youth to the fortress? And he's like, for a good 10 minutes, then he's like, oh, yeah, okay, let's go.
That for me was mad.
Let's try this ice pack first before
Bruv,
we just go to Krypton. I've been to the Fortress of Solitude, bruv. Yeah,
He's
bruv.
been on Earth way
Yeah,
too
some,
long.
of
you know.
these, some of these
Too
logic
long,
is
bruv.
mad, bruv.
Man's
Way
wearing
too long.
glasses like constantly 24/7, even in his own home. Like if he's that quick, yeah, and you know someone's coming, surely he could just be like, zoop,
Bruv,
man's
do
back.
you know what killed me? When he was fixing the van
Oh.
and he had gloves on.
That's what I'm saying. Like he is too tapped into being human.
He's like, he says like, yo, Dad, do you want the spammer? Oh, no, it's cool, man. I got this. I'm like, why you wearing gloves, bro? Like, it's mad.
It's
It's mad.
mad. And then when I saw him with the ice pack trying to heal his bruises, I'm like, you're powered by the sun, you know. You could just you know.
But you know what? At least they're consistent
Okay,
with that. With
I don't know
Clark.
if them man are thinking about it like that.
Bro, but at least it's whether
Yeah,
they
it's
thought
true,
about it or not. At least it's consistent on the screen that he just keeps being dumb, like in that sense. So
True.
man can't complain. At least we know, yo, that's just who he is. As annoying as it is, that's who he is, bro. Because like it's mad.
One thing I do think that they did as good as well with him is his fighting style. Like they have the scene where he fights the people in the bank, and it's like he just pushes people and throws people, and I feel like that plays more better into like who Superman is on a combat level than sometimes when you see a Superman who can actually throw punches. Like I don't feel like that should ever be really the case with a Superman when he's fighting humans. Do you know what I'm saying?
Just
Like,
killed him, innit?
yeah, get me. But I feel like sometimes they do that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
They'll have like Superman punch someone,
Oh.
and then the punch will be a light punch. But nah, bruv, he should just really be coming, flicking man, pushing man like that. Like, and I feel like in the bank scene he did that well.
with the speed that he's traveling, there's no way you can move that fast and give a light punch, bruv. Physics out the window, bruv.
Be a fly on the wall, you know, just bare blood everywhere. Just even if you just flicked him, just like, it's too much.
We've seen Wonder Woman
That's
in
it. Exactly.
Snyder's cut.
Man she was pushing them.
Bruv, I'm not comparing nothing to the Snyder
Finish.
Cut, man. Snyder understands, bruv.
Finish man on the wall.
These men are
innit?
doing that.
Yeah,
They get
these man took lots of
despair.
notes, and these mans have taken lots of good notes as well. You
Absolutely.
get me? So
As it should be.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
you should always grab what's best and then take it from there.
Get
1000%.
me? Yeah, man. But it's mad, like, and do you know, I'm actually gonna have to look into the numbers of Superman and Lois because it's crazy, fam, of how much stuff they took from Man of Steel and how, like, I want to know, like, how, like, the general people feel about the show. Do you get what I'm saying? For me, because it's like, for a season 1, I feel like it's pretty good for CW, but at the same time, most of their shows, season 1, are pretty good. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Flash season 1 was really good. Arrow season 1 was pretty good. So it just, hopefully, we can just keep this energy, or there's only like 3 seasons of this thing.
Talking about energy, yeah.
Oh, go on then.
The way Edge now revealed himself as
The brother of Kal-El.
yeah, like, we knew he was a Kryptonian because there's no way man trying to resurrect Kryptonians like so randomly. Like for me, that was just a bit strange for a human to do that. Now man revealed himself as a Kryptonian. In fact, whilst it had been even peak of man started actually speaking to man Kryptonian.
But you know what I think this is, bruv? I think, yeah, this is like the Red Sun thing. So it's like Clark, but it's for both of them at the same time. So you like, you know when he was like, oh, when I landed here, or when we landed here, it made it seem like they landed at the same time.
Yeah.
Clark lands in Kansas.
He lands elsewhere.
He lands elsewhere, but Clark is Goku, knocked on the head, or for whatever reason, the mission is averted because of Jonathan and Martha Kent. But this brother got the manuscript and read it and was like, take over these man, boom, 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 boom. And he's been working on that as Edge, mining all the kryptonite, doing all of that, trying to start terraforming. Like, you get me? So that's how I think it's gonna be. And I think the brother thing, it's either he's just saying brother as in yo bro, as yo bro.
We're Kryptonians.
Yeah, I feel like, and that's why they left it on a. That's what I'm thinking. They left it on a cliffhanger like that, like brother. So everyone's like mind blown. But next episode is just gonna be like, I'm from the house of whatever.
You're my Kryptonian brother. He's definitely from a different house.
Yeah, his logo was different. Yeah,
so that logo does look familiar though.
It looked like it still looked close to the S, but it was like shaped differently and moved differently. So
what's Kara's? Is Kara's symbol?
Kara, she's House of L.
Elsa as well.
So I was about to say maybe,
but it's a different shape though. Her S is like sharp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His one's like a smooth S. Hers is sharp. Maybe that's just that's just the design. Get me?
But I wouldn't be surprised. He is the son of, what do we call it? What's his name? Zod. Imagine Zod saw what the House of El was doing, and he was like, "All right, cool. If you're gonna send your like I'm
sending my as well. That would be fire. That'd be fire. That'd be fire.
Send the planet
because they could be the same age. You know what I'm saying? Clark and Edge, they could be the same age. So, hey, bruv. These men are doing the thing right now.
All I know, these men are taking Superman to new heights, bro.
Yeah, less musical music and that.
Yeah, man.
Less talent shows and that, yeah. Cut that shit out.
I don't know what that's about, you know.
Get me, bro. I don't give a fuck about that, bro.
Granted.
Bruv, come on. It's like 2 minutes wasted, fam. You get me? They could have just had the dad just stand up and just leave, like. Get me? I get on stage. Father moment.
Right. Yeah. I guess they had to show that because they really was putting in the dad's changes. Do you know? Because we didn't clock until he showed up that we didn't put the pieces together. Do you know what I'm saying? Because even at the beginning,
that was like, us. That's because we don't care.
But they spiced it up.
Bro, that's the thing. This is why I don't think it's. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they spiced it up. I think because we don't actually care, we're just like next scene. Like we're picking up the clues for everything else except for the storyline we don't care about, which is that guy and his daughter. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how. Because when they said it, I was like, oh yeah, the clues were there, and we acknowledged them.
Yeah.
And ignored them because we don't care. But like that's how I took it. Innit? Like,
I guess so.
Bruv. Musicals.
Yeah, definitely not the musicals.
Friend zones. All them things there.
Yeah, he had to get there.
That's true.
Do you want to talk on the drama? You want to talk on the teen drama, don't you?
No, like the teen drama is teen drama, innit? Like the whole family is telling him you're in a certain place, don't be there. Man's like, nah, I'm not. That's not the case. A man's running to him, that just don't be that.
Bro, the kid's been lied to his whole life. He doesn't know who he is. How's he supposed to know whether he's in a friend zone or not?
I blame Clark.
Yeah, I will blame Clark and Lois as well. You get me?
Yeah, Lois as well.
Get me? But I'm not blaming John. What's his name? Jordan, innit? Get me? It's just a lost you.
And yeah, even talking about Jordan, look at Jonathan. Like Man was trying to get the girl. Girl was like, "Oh, it's not that thing." All right, cool. I'm out.
Yeah, Jordan
That's what I'm saying.
Jordan moved correctly.
So it's crazy.
Saw a thing giving him the eyes, moved to it, got eyes. I'm keeping it moving, babes.
That's it.
Bag on, I'm out.
Yeah, see?
Bruv, that will burn in your chest for a minute, but you're alright, fam, hey.
Love it.
Get me.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I would have headbutted her, bro.
Disclaimer.
Hey, you're mad.
Disclaimer.
mad.
The views of Geek
Are you
Sensei
mad?
are all his own.
Listen, don't try
The
it.
Cybernerds did not
Don't try
promote
it.
I don't know what kind of violence that is, but that kind of violence. Whatever.
Sending man dreams. No, brother.
Well, she didn't sell man a dream, she smiled at man. Fam.
No,
Like,
bro.
Bro,
Yeah, that's
No,
it.
bro.
I said it.
that's selling.
Yeah. You know you're a girl, you're pretty.
Just
Like, you
one
know,
time,
iron. Raw.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Guys, let us know in the comments down below what you think of episode 7, 8, 9. What do you think of the reveals, the storylines, Clark, Lois, all them things there. Make sure you go to patreon.com/thecybernerds and catching these watch-alongs. If it's not Superman and Lois, it's anime, it's Marvel, it's DC, it's everything. Everything in life.
Full episode reactions. Patreon.
Until the next time, I'm Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech.
Revenue GS.
Joe on Further the Cyber Nerds.
Peace.